Hello, welcome back to Truthseekerstea. My name is Kate, and I just want to let you guys know I'm so grateful to have you here, your time and your presence for today's Pick a Card reading, where we're going to be looking at a hidden truth about a person in your life that it's time for you to hear. So we will be starting off with a 5-minute energy check-in about that time. To help you figure out whether or not it's your pile. We'll be looking at how you're currently feeling about this person to hopefully help you intuitively pick up on who this person is. And then we'll be using both Oracle and Tarot cards to look at the hidden truth about your person. We will be doing an extended reading as well, where we're going to be looking at your person's feelings for you, what their blockages may be, what messages they have for you using a message deck, and then we'll be looking at guidance about this connection from your spirit team. So keep an eye out for that if you are interested in that topic and you feel like your pile resonates for you. There are 4 piles to choose from today. We have, for pile number 1, the Modern Witch Tarot with this selenite heart crystal. For pile number 2, we have the Witch's Garden Tarot with the green fluorite palm stone. For pile number 3, we have the Tarot of the Divine with this orange calcite. And for pile number 4, we have the Cosmic Slumber Tarot with this rose quartz point. So go ahead and take whatever time you need to tune into which pile you're feeling the most called to. You absolutely may be drawn to more than one pile, and that could mean that there's multiple people coming through for you in this reading. So keep an open mind for that. And hopefully you guys will be able to tune into the energy check-in and feel confident that you've picked the right pile. I will have the timestamps linked down below, along with any information about the decks that I'm using, along with the extended readings, all in the description box. So I'm very excited to get into these piles, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose the Modern Witch Tarot with the selenite heart, this is going to be a reading where we're looking at what hidden truth needs to be revealed to you at this time about a person in your life. So we are going to be starting off with an energy check-in where we're going to be looking at how you currently feel about this person, how you view them, and to give you guys clues to help you figure out whether or not this is your pile, who this person is, and whether or not you want to keep listening to the rest of the reading, essentially. And if not, you might want to check out the other energy check-ins just to make sure that it is a pile that you want to listen to. So we're going to get straight into how you are feeling about this person, how you view this person, this relationship. So Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 1's subjective experience of this person to help them know exactly who this person is? We'll of course get much more details in the part of the reading where we're looking at what the hidden truth is, but I just want to get this going to help you guys feel more confident about who this person is and whether or not it's your pile. So, okay. Pile number 1. How do they feel about their person? Who is this person to them? We have the Knight of Swords. We have Death in reverse. We have the 4 of Pentacles. We have the Sun in reverse. We have the 2 of Wands. And we have the 6 of Wands in reverse, along with the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. So the main thing I'm seeing coming through for your energy and your feelings about this person, I feel like this is someone that you want to have a future with. This is someone you don't want to let go of. I can tell that there's something about this person where you feel like you want a victory with them, essentially. And it may be that this relationship is shifting at this time. So it may be that things are changing, and it may feel like the changes are against your wishes, or it's like a change you aren't comfortable with. And I feel like you're really having a lot of thoughts about what's going to happen with this connection in the future, and whether or not you're going to be able to work this relationship out, whether or not there's potential for a happy future. So yeah, the Seven of Pentacles, it's like this is a wish. You want this person. You see this person as someone who has potential to make you really happy, and it's like you want to see this connection grow. And it's like you feel really certain that letting go of this relationship doesn't feel like what's right to you. It's like you don't want that outcome. And with the Knight of Swords, it's like I feel like there's some kind of urgency around not wanting to let this person slip through your fingers, or it's like you may feel like there's potential to lose this person, or there's potential for this connection to drift apart. Why is the Sun in reverse? Yeah, it's like maybe you don't want this person to, it's like you don't want to move on a new path. There's a sense that there's issues with the Death in reverse. It makes me feel like there are things that are shifting or changing. And I feel like this change is uncomfortable for you. And I feel like you don't see how, like right now there's an energy here. It's reminding me of how I have felt when I feel like you feel very attached to this person, and I feel like you can't imagine being happy on a different path. I feel like you don't want to pivot away from working on this connection, and you don't want to lose this connection. Why is the Knight of Swords here? Yeah, Four of Swords in reverse. It's like you don't want to rest. You don't want to call it quits or something like that. Why is Six of Wands in reverse? Yeah, Ace of Cups. It's like you want there to be renewal here. You want to offer this person, you want this person to offer you more potential for the future, maybe a new beginning. It's like rather than letting this end or die, you want to renew it. You feel like it'd be a failure to let this go. Why is Death in reverse? Six of Cups. Yeah, I feel like there's a sentimental feeling of this person. I feel like this is someone you know fairly well. It's someone that's in your comfort zone. It's like, it feels like it's out of your comfort zone to let this person go, or to let there be a new phase or something. It's like you want to stick to what you know here, and you have a lot of sentimental feelings for this person, and it's like you want to hold on to them. You want to hold on to the way that things have been, truly. So I'm going to leave it there. I just want to do a quick energy check-in. So hopefully that gave you enough information for who this person might be. So now I'm going to cut and just pull some oracle cards for what hidden truth you need to know about this person that you really need to hear right now. So I'll be right back with those oracle cards, and we'll get into more tarot as well. Okay, so I pulled these oracle cards. Let's lay them out, and then we will get into tarot and deep dive into what hidden truth do you need to understand about this person that maybe is not super clear to you. So what's the truth of this person's actions, feelings, what's guiding them right now, or what do you need to know about them? So we have Alchemy. I'll probably rearrange these, but for now we have the Heart Eater. We have Left Out with the Wolves. We have the Hunter in reverse, Sure-footedness, Predestination. We have Communication, Confidence, the Orator in reverse. We have the Scholar, Investigation, Research in reverse. We also have the Sleeper, Cause and Effect, Clarity in reverse. We have the Spider, Animal Oracle. We have Come to the Edge here in the reverse position. We have Soulmates. We have Unfinished Symphony. We have Contract here in reverse, A Man Holding a Heart in reverse, and then Healer of the Ages, along with Poe, Time for Change, to learn something new, to use technology and gadgets with wisdom. We have An Important End and a New Beginning. I'm just going to lay them all out, and then we'll get into it. And then we also have a Time for Spirit. Okay. So what's coming through here, the truth of your person? I am picking up that this is someone that's feeling out of it right now. It's like this person doesn't feel super present with themselves. And it feels like they're avoiding processing their emotions, and they're avoiding what needs to happen. They're avoiding dealing with the past of this connection somehow, or they're having a hard time. It's almost like this energy of not being able to deal, or not being able to make forward progress in the connection due to limiting beliefs, limiting fears, and a lack of motivation is kind of what I'm picking up on. I feel like what's important for you to understand about this person is I think they themselves are having a hard time right now. This person's in need of healing. This person is in need of spending time getting in touch with themselves. And it's almost an energy of avoiding the work that needs to be done, or avoiding making the changes and coming to new conclusions that they need to come to. There's processing that this person needs to do in order to be able to communicate effectively with you. And I think right now there's a lot of fears that this person is suppressing, or it's like they're dealing with it in a very passive way. And if anything, there's a sense of feeling not overburdened, but overwhelmed by changes in their life, overwhelmed by changes in this connection, and also overwhelmed about figuring out what to do here. And I think there's an energy of this person not communicating, potentially giving you a hard time because they aren't being open with what they're feeling inside, with what they need to communicate with you, with what needs to change in their life so they can feel better, so they can feel more optimistic, so they know what they're working towards. There's an energy of a lack of direction and a lack of fire energy. There's a lack of desire. It's like this person is out of touch with what they want. And because I think it would require this person to process a lot of emotions and be honest with themselves and speak up about that, instead I'm seeing this person acting in indirect ways that are potentially communicating to you that they don't care, or that they aren't aware of the state of this connection, or there's just an out of touch feeling and a haziness that I'm picking up on. And there's a need for change. There's a need to overcome and work through an energy that they're in that's very stagnant, and not wanting to be honest about what's happened in the past and what needs to be done about it now. So it feels like there's some kind of I don't want to say wreckage, but it feels like there's some kind of breakdown in this connection that's already occurred. And with alchemy here, and I also see the vulture at the back of this deck. I'll take it because it's like the vulture is all about using what's happened in a situation and the remnants of it to transform it into something new and productive. And the same thing with time for change, time for a change of an approach, right? And so it's like they're having a hard time processing the end of a certain chapter, or maybe the ways that this connection has shifted and what that means on how they need to move forward and how you both need to move forward. It's almost like they're wanting to take a back seat to their own life right now and almost not decide, or not have to, I want to say process. They're not processing what's going on is what you need to understand about them. And it's creating blockages with what's possible in this connection, because it feels like you're aware that things are shifting and changing, and it feels like kind of just giving up feels bad to you, or it feels like not the right solution. But to them, it's due to their feelings of not wanting to get real with what's happening and not wanting to process everything that I think is causing a blockage here. So Spirit wants you to understand that this person's own state of mind is impacting how well you're able to understand what's going on and to process whether or not a new beginning is possible, or where are we going from here is the question. Where are we going from here? And it's hard to get clarity on that while this person is in this current state that they're in. And so I feel like they may not be doing what they need to do in order to help there be at least closure here, or have there be accountability. And it's also possible this person is needing to address something that they did. For some of you, this doesn't have to be for everyone, but there's a feeling here of a little bit of a feeling of guilt, or feeling like they know they owe you a message, they owe you an explanation, they owe you something. And instead, I feel like they're kind of internalizing and checking out of like the soul connection you have. Because with soulmates here in the contract, it feels like it's time to address whether or not this relationship's coming to an end. Does this person not want to try anymore? Are we going to be able to take, and I'm hearing the song 6 Feet Under, like, our love is 6 feet under, I can't help but wonder, like, if we watered it, could roses bloom? So could something new come, or is this over with? It feels like there's a lack of closure or a lack of direction here. So what else? I'm going to go into tarot now. What is pile number 1? What hidden truth do they need to understand about their person in order to help them move forward and not feel stuck due to this person's energy? So what do we need to what's the hidden truth of this person? Page of Swords in reverse. And again, this is all about not being open to new solutions, not being open to new ideas that could actually help move this forward or help overcome difficulties in the past. It's almost like they're checking out or not wanting to be responsible or accountable for communicating, for discovering, for learning even, or for being open to figuring it out. Almost like there's a puzzle in front of you. It feels like this relationship feels like a puzzle, and it's like they're not open to moving the pieces around and seeing where they can fit, or what we're gonna do with this energy that's already here. Like, are we going to make the puzzle? Either we can make the puzzle and let that be closure, or we could find new solutions to make this relationship better and able to move forward. But this person, the truth of this person right now is that they're not really open to new insights. They're not open to finding solutions. What else? We have the 5 of Wands. Yeah, and there could be differing viewpoints. There could be a certain level of conflict that's needed, or there may be a need to address certain discrepancies between you and this person, or address differences in values, differences in opinions, and figure out a solution, right? So we have the 9 of Cups. And I feel also that right now they're kind of in this energy where they're aware that things aren't settled or things aren't great. But it's almost like they're not willing to be asking themselves difficult questions like, well, what do I want? And it's almost like because there's confusion around it, it's almost like they're avoiding it or not looking at, well, what do they want out of this? It's almost like they don't want to engage is what I'm feeling. What's the hidden truth of pile number 1's person? We have the 3 of Cups. We have Strength in reverse. And we have the 2 of Wands, yeah. And the 8 of Cups here at the back of the deck. So, yeah. I feel like the truth of this person is that you're having a hard time getting clarity from them about what they want moving forward, or what the deal is, almost is what I want to say. Like, it's almost like waiting for clarity. And I feel like this person needs to ask themselves what it is they want, or whether or not they are unfulfilled. Let's say, like, whether or not this person wants to decide that, because the 8 of Cups is all about a situation that you've invested in, and you're already emotionally, there's already been experiences here and emotional connection, and it feels like they need to figure out whether or not this is what they want with you. But what you need to understand is that the truth is they're kind of letting their fears and letting their negative thinking. It's like, because it's complicated, because it isn't clear cut for them, they need to use that as an invitation to clarify what they want, clarify how they're going to move forward. But instead, I feel like they may be distracting themselves. They're letting their fears get the best of them, and it may require courage to face this situation or to work things out with you, to work out their own emotions. And if anything, they feel unmotivated, or maybe the truth is about this person that maybe it isn't what's fulfilling for them, this connection, right? But it's important that they still give you that information, or that they still are open to having a conversation, about whether or not this could be something that brings them happiness and is what they want. It's like there's this question here of, is this what you want? But they're not willing to figure out what it is that they need to walk away from to get to that. And so I feel like the question mark for this person is, are you what they want in their life, or is it something else? And that question is something that they're not willing to ask. Why is the Three of Cups here? We have the Sun in reverse. It's like there's this lack of clarity. This person may be even feeling somewhat depressed, or like they're using procrastination, or they may be avoiding. They may be just trying to go towards situations that don't require them to think or to reflect, or it's like an energy of not diving deep. It's like this person doesn't want to dive deep in the water and see what's really there. It's almost like they want to distract themselves. But it's preventing them from getting clarity, right? It's like they're doing things that are not helping them understand themselves better and understand what they want to communicate with you. It's like they're distracting themselves even. And it's Page of Swords in reverse to me can also be someone who's not open to sharing what they're learning about themselves, or what they're not open to new information or ideas, solutions. Can we clarify the Page of Swords in reverse? We have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, it's also a lack of confidence here, and maybe a fear of facing you, or a fear of being honest is really what I'm getting. Okay, we have Justice in reverse, Five of Swords. And there could have been some past injustice here, some imbalance that really needs to be addressed, but instead they're letting their fears get in the way of what they want and what they need to do and what would bring resolution to the connection with you. I want to see, why is the Nine of Cups here? Yeah, it's this passive energy, the Hangman in reverse. This person is in this energy where they're not taking the actions they need to take. They're not thinking, they're not doing the reflection they need to do. They're not taking the actions they need to do in order to make a clear statement about what they want or move towards what they want then. If anything, they're procrastinating and kind of wanting to let this, it's like they want this situation to resolve on its own without them having to maybe take accountability and have an honest conversation. Instead, it's like they just want to surrender in a way that's unhelpful. Because when the Hangman is in reverse, it's almost like an excess of the Hangman energy, where it's like you need to ask yourself what if you want to move forward or not, or what you want, what you don't want. Like, instead, they're not really using the time maybe that they're taking apart from you, or the separation. They're not using that to be getting to know themselves better and asking themselves. They're not addressing it, is what I want to say. They're avoiding addressing something when it comes to you. And it may be that they have an anxiety of not knowing how to move forward or not knowing what they want. Why is Strength in reverse? With the King of Cups. Yeah, it's about their emotions, right? It's about being afraid of what they're going to find, or being afraid of speaking their emotional truth. Especially if they've already hurt you in some way, or if they've created some imbalance. It's like they need to own up to that and speak about it and tell you what that means, like why they did that, or it's like taking accountability for something here. Why is the Two of Wands here? Queen of Pentacles. Can we clarify the Queen of Pentacles, please? Ace of Cups in reverse. Yeah, like they need to make a decision. And the Two of Wands can be about needing to, the King of Wands, I'm not surprised to see the King of Wands at the back of the deck, because there's an energy here of knowing that you are deserving of more than what they've given you or more than what they're communicating now. And it's almost like they're procrastinating or putting things off. And it's like they're not addressing maybe the need for a renewal in this connection, or a need to explain that they don't want a renewal. It may be that they feel guilty for that or something, but there's something here where it's like, it's hard to make progress because this person isn't willing to face the situation. It's like they're avoiding it, and avoiding that emotional depth that they need to be honest with you and explain, this is why I've been acting this way, or this is why I did that in the past. And it's like, instead, they're kind of taking the easy way out by maybe avoiding the real conversations that need to happen. They're avoiding answering or giving you information. They're avoiding telling you what their plan is, or because with the King of Wands in reverse, or the King of Wands here is telling me that it's about this person lacking vision for what they want and lacking accountability for what they want to build. And I think that's causing stagnancy. Yeah, and it may be that there's a need for them to apologize or offer you something because maybe things fell apart, or maybe they're afraid of your reaction to what they really feel. And so it's like they're trying to not address it. Yeah. And the Magician and the Emperor, it's like, what do you want? What are your values? Like, it's almost like maybe this person feels like they have to, with the Eight of Swords here, this is this feeling of being stuck in, like, you don't know what to do. But the truth is, this person they have much more potential to take charge of the situation than I think they're willing to admit. And so, yeah. And then with the Sun at the back of the deck here, it's like this mental clarity and standing in their truth, saying what it is that they want. Like, what do they want? It's something that's causing them stress. And with, the Visions card, this is a lot about this person being out of touch with their vision for what they truly want and lacking accountability for the actions they need to take to create that. And in the process, it feels like that's creating confusion for you, essentially. So I'm going to get some messages from them. I feel like that would be helpful in this reading. We are going to be doing an extended reading where I'm going to be asking Spirit, you know what, actually, I'm going to be looking into this person. How does this person feel about you? I think that's what needs to come through. Like, what is the truth of their emotions? What is causing them to be afraid of exploring that? What is the truth of their emotions? That's what we're going to look at in the extended. But for now, let's get some messages from them. What messages does pile number one's person have? I hate the distance between us. I need this journey to understand my feelings. And I think that's what it is, but it's like this person could communicate that. It's like it feels like they're putting distance between you, even though they feel guilty and they feel bad about it, but it's like they feel like they have to do this in order to understand what their feelings are. And it's like, it's a feeling of stress about what they need to figure out about their emotions. It says hurting you is never my intention. Yeah. And I do think it's true that this person is maybe hurting you in the process of not knowing what they want or being confused about their feelings. Because it feels like this person does have love for you. And I don't think they want to hurt you, but I feel like they're also not taking accountability for how their actions or lack of actions are hurting you anyways. It's like you can't just not decide in a situation because that is an action in itself. What else would pile number one's person say? It says, I distance myself to avoid my feelings, 100%. I have so much guilt for the way I treated you. Yes, it's this guilt, and it's like, for me, what this is reminding me of is like in middle school, I used to miss a lot of school because I had a lot of anxiety. And so I would miss one day of school because I didn't want to like deal with the responsibilities that were there. And then after I missed one day, I was like, oh God, I'm like stressed now that I missed a day and it's going to be even worse. So I'm not going to go again tomorrow. And it's like this avoiding of what I know I have to eventually come back to. So it's that feeling of procrastinating as a way of dealing with your problems, but then it only makes it worse and makes you feel more guilty. But then you're also very anxious about addressing what you've been avoiding, is what I'm getting. Yeah, and it says no one will ever compare to you. And so I feel like a message that, yeah, I need courage to face my feelings. 100%. 100%. So yeah, and I'm getting that it's like, it's not that this person doesn't value you or doesn't feel love for you. This is one of those situations where it's me, not you, but it still is impacting you. And so this person does care, but it's their own fear of their own feelings, truly, and needing to face them and figure out what they mean to them so they can honor you and be honest with you too. So yeah, that's the truth of this person. So now we're going to be looking at how they really do feel about you. What are these feelings that they have that they're afraid to acknowledge? And what is it that is blocking them from doing that? Like, what's their blockage? So you can understand better. And then we'll be getting guidance for you overall on what your spirit team wants you to understand for moving forward in this connection. Yeah, so if you guys want to check that out, I'll have it linked down below underneath the timestamps, a link to Vimeo, and that is what I have for the YouTube reading. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate your guys' time. And so if you do have an extra second to hit the like button, that really supports my channel. And if you have any comments, I really love to read them. So please don't be shy. I love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you want to hear more love and guidance readings, definitely join the family, join the community. And I would love to see you again at this channel. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope to connect with you again sometime soon. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose the green fluorite palm stone and let me look, this is a brand new deck for me. It's the Tarot of the Witch's Garden. Good choice because I'm very excited to use this deck today. But however, this is going to be a reading where we're looking at what hidden truth it's time for you to hear about a person in your life. So we are going to be starting off with tarot and an energy check-in. That's going to be about 5 minutes where we're looking at how you are feeling about this person, what your subjective experience is right now of them, just to really help you guys tap into your own intuition about who this person is and whether or not it's a reading that you want to listen to. So let's get into that. If this does resonate, amazing. If not, you might want to check out another pile's energy check-in. Each pile will have about a 5-minute check-in. So I definitely recommend listening to them. Also, there can be sometimes in a video like that I'm watching, there can be multiple piles for different people. So sometimes I like exploring and seeing if there are more messages than just one pile. So anyways, though, so please tap me in, Spirit. Pile number 2's feelings towards this person, towards the connection. What is their experience of the connection right now at this time that they are tuning into this reading? Pile number 2's energy here. What are their feelings? We have the Judgment in reverse. We have 9 of Swords in reverse. This whole deck is not reversed, I promise. There's an upright. We have the 6 of Wands. We have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Chariot. And we have the Star. And then the 9 of Cups at the back of the deck. Interesting. So I'm kind of getting somewhat of a similar energy to pile number 1, but let's get into this. So for you guys, I feel like this is someone that there's some kind of a wish fulfillment for you, or it's like you wish for victory with this person, essentially. And I feel like there's a lot of fear that you have about how this connection is going to unfold. And I feel like you're also afraid of potential barriers to this connection. And there's a sense of wanting to have hope, like wanting healing, wanting success, wanting there to be this victory in this connection, potentially over obstacles, or it feels like there may be blockages in this connection. And with Judgment being in reverse here, it could be that there may be something you don't want to see, and I'm sure we'll get into that when it comes to this person's hidden truth. There's something where you don't want to go on your own path without this person. You don't want to have to separate. It's not necessarily separate, but there's, with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, there's a sense of not wanting to put your own interests first. It's like you feel like this person, you feel like your happiness is to be found with this exact person, is what I'm getting. And so it may be that there are legitimate fears or there are blockages that you maybe are not really wanting to look at or be super honest about. And it may be because there's a fear of separation or a fear of being on your own. But there may be legitimate truths about this that are a real reason for concern or a real reason to have doubts or have fears. But I see that you want to move forward anyways. And there may be something that needs to be addressed or looked at in order to provide you a more balanced viewpoint of this. But it's kind of one of those things that what this is reminding me of is when it's like this. This is a super random example, but I used to be very obsessed with having a sidekick phone, like the T-Mobile sidekick when I was young. And I didn't have T-Mobile though. And so I wanted this phone so badly that I was just like, even though there's a legitimate constraint, which is the fact that I'm not under the provider, it's like I wanted to do anything I could to ignore the potential obstacles and find a way forward, like find a way to victory, aka getting the phone. And so what I ended up doing was literally finding an eBay sidekick that was unlocked for AT&T. And so it feels like something that you really want. There's potentially an obvious reason that's a blockage here, but a part of you just doesn't want to call it quits or doesn't want to say that it is impossible. It's like you want to overcome whatever's a barrier here. You're very motivated for this connection. It's like you don't want to have to look at it and go, you know what, maybe I don't have to get the sidekick because it's not my provider. There's an iPhone or there's a different kind of phone. Why don't I just get that one? Some people would just decide that some people will not care enough about getting the sidekick that they're going to just go for another phone just because it's an easier path. So this feels like a situation where maybe there's some blockages, but you want to move forward anyways. You have hope for this connection. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing for the energy check-in, you guys. So hopefully that gives you some insight into what this situation is. We're now going to be looking into what the hidden truth of your person is that you need to hear right now. We're going to be using both Oracle and Tarot. So I'm going to be right back. I'm going to pull those oracles. I like to just get in the energy and then pull the oracles. So I'll be right back when I've pulled them. Okay, I am back with the oracle cards where we're looking at the hidden truth about your person. So I want to let you guys know that we are going to be doing an extended reading if you do really feel like this is your pile, where we're going to be looking at the truth of this person's feelings for you. And we're going to dive into that. So that's what the extended is going to be about. We're also going to be looking at what this person's main blockages are in expressing their feelings and moving forward with their feelings, anything like that. And then we're going to be getting advice for you based on what your spirit team thinks it's most important for you to know about this person, this relationship, and any guidance they have in how to move forward, what to do about it. So I'll have that link down below if you guys are interested. In the description box. So I'm not gonna lie, pile number 2 is a pretty similar energy to pile number 1. So maybe a lot of you guys came over from pile number 1, or if anything, I would say this is a slightly more evolved version of pile number 1. So let's get into it. So we have the painter, productivity and creation. We have the forgotten, missed opportunities, fear of failure. We have the Poet, relationships, vulnerability. I'm going to take this because this is at the back of the deck of this deck. And it says the Spy, Master, knowledge, and distrust. That feels like it's going to play a role. So I'm going to keep it. We have the Hawk. We have the Otter. And we have the Gazelle. We have Here and Now, Come to the Edge in reverse, and Building Blocks. We also have Appreciation. We have the Thinking Man and Door to Romance. We have Trick or Treat, We're Here. We have Breaking Dawn. And we also have You See Clearly, Clairvoyance. So let me just put this in front so they're not too covered. All right, so here's the deal with your person. This person is essentially learning to trust in their ability to see situations clearly. This is someone who holds themselves back by being afraid of potential problems. So with the Thinking Man, it's like this person maybe really in their head. Like I'm getting a person who is so in their head and who's trying to make sure that they see any potential challenges or that they're aware of what may come. And again, with Here and Now, it's telling me that it's about this person's past. So there's some past energy that they've healed from, or they're moving into a new cycle. But this past cycle is still a little bit casting a shadow on this new beginning that's possible here, is what I'm seeing. And so this person holds themselves back from being in the moment and being carefree and playful and open because they're flighty. There's an energy of being afraid of they're not able to be in the moment, and they're not able to, appreciate what's happening and the opportunity that's in front of them with you, because of not trusting in what they're feeling, not trusting in what they're seeing from you, not believing that things could be different than the last time. And this is a huge theme in pile number 1. It was kind of like it was almost a feeling where that person was completely unavailable to pile number 1 because they were deeper in this energy. But I feel like this person is someone who spent more time getting through what's happened to them in the past. And it's like they've learned what they've needed to learn from the past. But now they're very cautious. It's like they've gotten the wisdom that they need. And it's not that they haven't processed what's happened in the past. It's that they still are having a hard time understanding that they have the wisdom and they have the filter and they have the radar now. It's already built in. And so the truth is, this person wants to be open with you, feels this as a new opportunity, a potential to build a new foundation with building blocks here. But it's almost like they're having a hard time appreciating this connection for what it is and just letting it flow because of a fear of something from the past repeating or things going wrong, essentially. And it's basically sabotaging the connection. But with Breaking Dawn here, it's showing me that this person truly, there is an open door here. They are ready. It's like what the truth is that this person is ready. They are in a place where I feel like they are able to enjoy, that they want love and they want to experience intimacy with people, but they're having a hard time appreciating each moment for what it is because they are afraid to fully let themselves open up and enjoy the experience of being in relationships. It's like there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing that they don't enjoy about you. It's just this overthinking and cautiousness, this distrust that they have that's really holding them back from moving forward in this connection with optimism and open arms, even if there is a lot of chemistry, even if there is a lot of potential here. They're needing to appreciate what they have in front of them now before that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, before they sabotage it. Or it could be that they find themselves trusting you. They find themselves having love for you and they don't trust it. They won't just let it be what it is kind of what I'm getting. Because they're trying to stay detached and strategic about love. But we know that love isn't logical. It isn't something that we can control or predict. And so I think that's something that's important for you to understand about them, is there's a flightiness. They're hyper aware of potential issues. And with you see clearly, clairvoyance is the card about trusting yourself, trusting that you do have a clear vision. You do see things correctly. Trust that pile number 2, this is like me speaking then, like pile number 2 is trustworthy and that there is potential for a solid foundation here. And you can create whatever you want to create. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that they're just having a hard time with that. But I feel like there's more potential in this connection because this person seems to have already processed what was bothering them about the past. They've processed what was wrong in the past. And so that is at least, and I know you guys haven't watched pile number 1, but it's almost like in pile number 1, they were more lost in what they hadn't even processed what went wrong, so then they could know what to look for or feel like they are more equipped. There's an energy of both in pile number 1 and number 2 of doubting the potential good outcomes that come from engaging in love and putting yourself out there. Yeah, like yes, there's always a risk, but sometimes that risk is worth it. And that's that come to the edge card in reverse right here. And what it tells me, this person has actually residual fears that have nothing to do with you and are not your fault that they have. And I think this person even knows that, but they're just having a hard time being vulnerable, opening up and feeling safe enough to have fun and just be lighthearted and open and playful and loving, you know, with the otter there. But it's from self-protection. So, okay, what is the hidden truth of pile number 2's person? We have the Emperor in reverse. We have the King of Wands upright. We have Justice. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Page of Wands. They're being overly controlling. So it's like when we have anxiety about something or having a hard time trusting, we can become controlling because we have anxiety essentially. And so I'm seeing that this person has a hard time being patient and trusting that what they're building is going to grow into something. That's the Seven of Pentacles here. And with Justice here, there's a strong fear of being wronged or being hurt, not trusting, not being able to build. It's like this person is motivated to build, is motivated to create a loving relationship, I feel. But there's a sense of needing, in order to engage in love, it's meant to be a lighthearted, playful energy. And that's the Page of Wands. It's this lighthearted, go with your passion, go with your feelings. And instead, this person is a little bit overly controlling and inhibited in being open-hearted and playful and open. And so they're trying to create in a way that's guaranteeing that they won't be hurt. That's guaranteeing that there won't be problems. And so there's a lack of flowing. This person won't allow themselves to just flow with the connection because they're trying to control it on some level. Yeah, Ace of Wands here in reverse as well. And it could even be that I feel like this person maybe even has a tendency, with High Priestess in reverse, has a tendency to put to put the fire out. It's like they don't realize that by being controlling, they're kind of taking away from the fun of it, or they're taking away from the the spark. It's like you can just trust in the spark. And instead of being so rigid or methodical in the way you build a relationship, when you go into a relationship open-hearted, it's like you kind of have to understand that it's a risk and understand that all you can do is just trust yourself. And with the High Priestess in reverse, the main thing that you need to understand about this person is they don't trust themselves. They have a hard time trusting their intuition, so they feel like they have to be overly analytical. And it's also like a Libra energy coming through. So there is air sign energy here, and being too much in an earth energy as well, too grounded in an earth energy, where they're having a hard time just flowing. It's like this person needs more water energy. They need to embrace like flowing and trusting your emotions, being in tune with how you feel and going from there and just kind of letting things unfold. Instead, there's a real overthinking here of like being extremely methodical or strategic, not because they want to trick you or anything. It's because they want to protect themselves, or they feel like that's the best way to go about it. But it feels like, if anything, it's taking away from the, I want to say innocence, or like the spontaneity that exists within unfolding love or unfolding relationships. Yeah, Three of Swords in reverse. They're terrified. There's fear from the past, Five of Cups, and a wanting to protect their heart. That it's, even though they do want this Ten of Cups, I feel like they do, the truth is that they want to build something, they want to be happy, but they are afraid of how vulnerable it makes them feel to try and to be open-hearted. And with the Five of Cups and Five Pentacles in reverse, this person's afraid of being left out or is afraid of being hurt. Six of Wands in reverse. Yeah, it's like they're afraid of failure. They're afraid of a lack of success here. And so similar to pile number one, but it's almost like this person is deeper into how they've processed their so especially if you're coming over from pile number one, I want to say that there's an energy where someone's very unconscious in the way that they feel about past events in their life. This person has processed it, but the way that they've decided to move forward is a self-protective mechanism of needing to be overly logical or controlling in relationships as their solution. So it's like this person has made more progress on the healing journey, but it's almost like they aren't there yet completely. They aren't completely open-hearted yet. And I do feel like there's more potential with this person, because this is the kind of thing where if they, over time, I think there's potential to build more trust with this person, and they may loosen up if it doesn't sabotage the connection too much, the way that they're being, the way that they feel like they have to be in control in a way, or they have to know exactly what's going on. Yeah, so I feel like Spirit just wants you to know this person is having a hard time trusting themselves, and a lot of their old fears is why they act the way they do, or why they're held back, why they're rigid or afraid, or they can't just let it happen almost, or they can't just flow with the experience. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for you guys, pile number two. So I'm going to take it over to the extended, where we're looking at their feelings, what their blockages are, and what advice your spirit team has for you in regards to this person. So I'll have that link down below, but this is what I have for the YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your guys' time and presence. If you do have an extra second, I do appreciate if you're able to support the channel through hitting the like button, leaving a comment. I love to read your guys' comments. They mean a lot to me. And if you want to see more love and guidance readings, definitely consider subscribing and joining the community, the family. And I hope to be able to channel more messages for you in the future. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'm sending you lots of love. Hello, pile number three. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the orange calcite crystal, raw stone, with the Radiant Tarot, this is going to be your reading, where we're looking at what hidden truth it's time for you to hear about a certain person in your life. So we are going to be starting off with an energy check-in to see how you are feeling about this person, what's going on from your perspective, just so I can mirror that back to you to give you a good idea of whether or not this is your pile, or whether or not this is someone that you do know about and you do want to hear about. So we're just going to be basically seeing how you feel about this person so we can ground our reading. So let's get started. How does pile number 3 feel about this person, Spirit? I am taking both upright and reversals. Of course, I'd be taking upright, but definitely don't panic if anything comes out in reverse. That just gives me more nuanced information. All right, Spirit, take me into pile number 3 now. Please tell me, how is pile number 3 feeling or subjectively experiencing the relationship right now? We have the Devil coming out first. We have the 5 of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, we have the 8 of Cups, we have the 3 of Pentacles, all coming out upright. Interesting. I feel like you have clarity about this person. That's the first thing that's coming through. I feel like this is maybe a confirmation of what you've already been feeling. And this is going to be a reading where you get like the confirmation that you need is what I'm getting. So let me see. We have the Page of Swords in reverse, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position. Okay, so I feel like this is someone that you may be aware that you have a somewhat potentially karmic dynamic with. This may be someone that you are coming into a process of realizing that the dynamic between you, although it's attractive, exciting, passionate, fun with the Ace of Wands, it may not be something that you feel is allowing you to grow as a person. And so whereas there's an attraction here and a sort of magnetic quality, maybe even an addictive quality of this relationship, there's a sense here that although it's like you want to work with this person, you want to see, you maybe you've already tried to work things out with this person, to grow with them, but I feel like you continuously feel abandoned or let down by this person. And with the Page of Swords in reverse, it's like, yeah, I feel like you aren't able to grow, or it's like you feel like there's almost something cursed about the connection. Or with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it's like I feel like this connection brings in a sense of pain or triggers wounds that you have. And it may even be something that kind of keeps you stuck in cycles or keeps you stuck almost so close to what you want to experience in the relationship, but then it never quite is able to stay positive, or it isn't able to truly fulfill you. And I feel like it's because there may be wounds that are what attract you to this person. Yeah. So I'm going to see if there's anything else that I want to say. It's like, this is someone where I feel like you're at a loss of how you can make it work with them. And I feel like you're reluctantly on a certain level coming to some level of acceptance that you may need to walk away from them. You may need to walk away from this because it's like every time the two of you interact, it's almost like, I don't know if we're good for each other. I don't know if I can find a way. I don't know if I can find a solution to this, or I don't know what else I can do. I feel like at a loss of how I can grow and how we can find a solution to this, essentially. That isn't just, and it may even be that there could be cycles that are very in and out with this person, where you go through cycles where you feel like this person is everything and you feel very drawn to them and it feels like it's working, mixed in with periods of pain and loss and feeling unseen or feeling underappreciated. And I feel like maybe this is one of those things where you maybe keep coming back to this person or this relationship. And it's almost like it could be one of those things where, I'm hearing an F like fight cycle, where it's like you guys may butt heads and it may just get chaotic and toxic to a point where it's like super overwhelming. And so maybe then you guys get some distance from each other, but then it could be that like the attraction draws you back in, and then maybe you restart the same cycle with this person because you're drawn to them. And it's like this thing where it's like, if you return, it's like there's always this option to keep coming back to this or keep returning and going on the same loop. But it's like you never learn anything new. It's like it's never different. And it's almost like you're in this process of needing to see this pattern where it's like, I'm always going to be redrawn into this person. And I'm always going to feel like there's this potential spark between us, but it's like you return to it without having found a solution to the previous problems. And it's one of those things where it's like, oh, you have the optimism again. It's like you don't want to go through the loss of this person, but then the same problems start coming up again. And it's just this chain situation is what I'm picking up on. So hopefully you guys know who this person might be. I am going to take a second now to pull the oracle cards for the hidden truth about this person. So I'll be right back with that. Okay, I now have your oracle cards pull for the hidden truth that it's important for you to be aware of in regards to this person. So let's just lay out these oracle cards, and then we will also be getting more tarot to clarify. So we have the twins, self-protection, dual nature. We have the runaway, secrets, running away from problems. We have the chiromancer, delivering news and collaboration in reverse. We have the painter, productivity, creation, also in reverse. We have the adventurer as well, responsibility and expectations. We have the starfish. We have the bee. We also have the panther. We have community in reverse. We have angel of strength in reverse, and we have door to value. We have time for a nap here in the reverse position. We have peace in reverse. We also have soulmate in the reverse position. And then we have your sensuality is beautiful. We have count your blessings and powerful personal growth. Let me just adjust this to better fit. Okay, so pile number 3. What truth do you need to know about your person? I feel like your person, what's important to acknowledge is this dual nature to them. So I feel like that's here with the twins, self-protection and dual natures. I feel like there's one part of this person that is a little bit more superficial and acts in a way that people pleases. And it's almost like they like getting the positive recognition of certain people because there's a certain sense of a lack of self-confidence or a lack of truly believing that their authentic self is worthy of being confident of. And so I feel like this person relies on certain people, or they rely on the perspective of others and getting their approval. They rely on that a lot. And I think that's a main blockage here is what I'm getting. I'm getting that there are certain people around this person that really don't have this person's true well-being in their mind. And I feel like this is someone who almost like overworks to impress or to cater to certain things that are not really important to this person on a deep level, but it's like they're caught in a runaround of caring about their reputation or pleasing certain people is really what I'm getting. And it's rooted in this feeling that they're not worthy, or this feeling that they aren't as capable or deserving of I almost want to say leadership, or it's almost like this person always wants to impress people. And it's like they are this way because it's like an ego thing. It's like an ego feeling of not being enough and needing to prioritize things that are superficial, I want to say, in order to prove themselves. So there's this energy where it's like they want to prove themselves in some way. And this causes them to prioritize things that are destructive to this person. It causes this person to undervalue themselves and to feel like they have to prove themselves, essentially. And so I feel like there's a lot of situations in this person's life that they feel overwhelmed by, or they feel drained by. This person is actually very much drained by a lot of the things that they make their priority. And I feel like this person lets their fears guide them a lot, and it causes them to not focus on what's truly important to them. And it's almost like when we don't feel worthy, or we feel like we don't feel inherently worthy or confident in ourselves, then there's this draw to proving ourselves. And so I feel like this person has all these interests or these people that they want to impress to feel worthy. And it's like there's certain things that don't sit right with them, or people that don't even treat them that well, or people that, again, don't really have their best interest in mind, but they still value these people. And they care a lot about that. And I feel like it causes this person to neglect the blessings in their life. It's that energy where we are more drawn to people who like don't give us approval, because it's like a pattern from our childhood where it's like we're very drawn to people who we feel like are hard to impress, or don't see our value already. And so I feel like when it comes to you could be someone who sees this person's value, and it's like you don't make this person prove anything to you. You don't do that. So it's almost like they overlook you then. It's like they overlook that which is already valuing them, that is already seeing that they're valuable. And it's like they don't trust that energy. They aren't able to receive that energy, essentially. Like they don't feel worthy. So any people that see them as worthy, they subconsciously fight against it. And I honestly feel like the connection that you have with them is meant to kind of trigger them, because I feel like you see them already as worthy. And so they don't have to put on this show. They don't have to prove themselves. But it's almost like sometimes when we are in an energy of not feeling worthy, then we aren't able to receive that energy. We aren't able to align with the people and opportunities that already see our value and already see us as worthy. And so this person feels like they're caught up in drama, or caught up in a rat race of proving themselves as worthy. And then when there's an opportunity that actually tells them that they're worthy and is asking them to step up and is asking them to embody this leadership energy, or this energy of knowing their worth, they feel overwhelmed by that because they don't feel worthy of it. They don't feel like they actually deserve it, and they feel they run away from it. So this person is drawn to situations that are actually really don't nourish them and keep them in a cycle of chasing almost. And I feel like if you are someone who does see this person's value and they push you away or they run away from you, it's because there's this subconscious belief that it triggers them then. They feel triggered by someone seeing their worth. They feel triggered by someone not making them prove themselves. And they don't know how to disconnect from energies that don't serve them, so they have more energies to honor the things that do serve them. And so they're stuck putting their energy other places where what they're really chasing is what I feel like you're already offering them, what you already give them. And so there's this energy of not wanting to recognize that they themselves already are enough, that they can take a rest, that they don't have to be in this overworking energy, this chasing energy, or this proving themselves energy. But they're attached to the belief that they have to do that. And so they ignore what already honors them in that way, is essentially what I'm getting. And there's a sense of feeling that they aren't really valuable, or that they don't really have that much strength. Because they feel that way, they're busy trying to prove that they do. But then when it's finally time to just get there, and like when they're actually treated that way, then they suddenly self-sabotage and they feel like they're not. And then they try to get themselves back into that position where they're chasing it. So I feel like this is someone who would self-sabotage a connection with someone that's good, because they deep down feel comfortable when people aren't happy with them, or people are disappointed in them, or need more from them. They're stuck in this cycle of wanting that, if that makes sense. And I feel like they almost intentionally disappoint those that believe in them. And then they bend over backwards for people that don't. Because again, they're attached to that expression. They're attached to not being enough and finding situations that mirror that back to them or prove that that's true. And so this person deals with a lot of self-doubt and self-hatred and not feeling worthy. And this is something that rules their life. It rules what they're attracted to. And so I can just see that this person is attracted to situations that make them feel inferior, that make them chase, that make them essentially not have to look at themselves. Or it's like they don't really want to. It's that situation where we think that if we just have what we think we want, or like let's say we feel unworthy of something, so then we want to chase it externally to feel internally worthy. And so it's important to understand that this person, there's a difference between, in all people, there's something where we internally feel worthy and we're shown we're worthy through external things. Like for example, let's say that we get a promotion and that's like an external indication that we are worthy and we're doing well and we have value and people want to see us grow. And then there's an internal part of us that knows that we deserve that, and so we're less attached then to the external telling us that. And so I feel like this person is caught up in the delusion that it's something that they need to get externally rather than something that they need to work on internally, right? And so I feel like you trigger this person because when they get it externally, when they get the idea that they are wanted and they are enough, and then they still don't feel enough, that confronts them with shadow work. That confronts them with what's actually internal about them that they need to work on. And so I think you're someone that triggers this person because you highlight their wound, you highlight their fears and the truth of it. But so this person would rather project onto you that there's something about you rather than the truth is that you're just showing them that they're worthy and that you want them, you know. And this person would rather not believe that it comes from the internal, and because that's scary. That's scary when you realize how much power you actually do have and how much potential how you see yourself will reflect externally. And when we all have to have this moment where we realize, wow, it isn't really about the external, it's about how we do the work internally and that reflects externally, then we suddenly are responsible and we have to face our problems and we have to address things. And we realize that it isn't going to be solved by chasing something, by getting something. But a lot of us are stuck in believing that if we can just get this one thing, then we'll be happy, then we'll be worthy, then we'll feel beautiful, we'll feel confident. And this person, it's a situation like that where you actually offer them an opportunity to feel worthy, but then it's triggering and then they run and push it away and don't want to deal with that, is really what I'm seeing. So it's like this person has a self-protective energy towards that which doesn't confirm that they're unworthy, essentially. I just want to get a sip of water. Okay. So let's get into the tarot now. And I think this person is truly exhausted from like how exhausted trying to get approval and just stuck in a continuous cycle of just not realizing. It's like then they get something, let's say they get the recognition, then they are on to the next thing and then so it's like this. It's like when we get something external and we're like, wow, I thought when I got that external thing, I was going to feel worthy. I was going to feel good. And then we get that thing and then we didn't feel how we thought we were going to feel. And then we go, well, then maybe I need this other external thing. So then we keep upping the ante and like, then we chase more things. This person's stuck on a cycle like that. And it's like they like a certain level of chaos. It's like they're actually almost afraid of things just working out and just being good, because then they have to really address the places where they self-sabotage and the places where it's actually them that's preventing them from, it's actually their own self that's holding them back. They would rather believe that it's something external so then they can not have to focus on themselves in order to resolve that. But that, of course, as we know, like doesn't work. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that this person is prone to sabotaging that which is already good for them, that is already acknowledging them. But instead, they probably project that there's something wrong with the other person. It's like then we do all sorts of crazy things to go, no, like there's something wrong with them. Like then we try to find a way to not let that be enough even, you know, if that makes sense. So there's an energy of taking it for granted when they do get the treatment that they're actually deep down really desiring. And I think it'd be very confusing, especially if you're someone that sees this person's value. If you're not, if you're someone who's more in this like community group, then I don't see it that way, but I don't know. I'm just saying that there's two groups of people around this person. There's the people who don't want to change this person, that don't breadcrumb them, that don't make them feel unworthy, and there's people that just already see their value, and this person sabotages the ones that already see their value. Because it highlights a truth that they aren't ready, that they don't feel ready to see, which is that they're already talented, they're already great, you know? And it's almost like they don't see how much more energy they're expending trying to prove themselves. And then it's almost like once they get something that they would have wanted, then they feel suddenly unable to upkeep that, or they start feeling like it's too much responsibility on them, or they start feeling inadequate for it and they sabotage it. Even though they are able to, they show what a hard worker they are. They show that they have so much to offer, but it's like they don't believe it internally is really what I'm feeling. So, and it's like an addiction to feeling negative and a fear and being triggered by the positive. All right, let's get into the tarot. What is pile number 2? What is the hidden truth about them that is beneficial for them to know about? We have 6 of Cups in reverse. We have 5 of Wands in reverse. We have the Page of Wands. I feel like this person is comfortable being in the underdog position, or like identifies as being not like immature, but being, they're afraid to see themselves as the leader, or to see themselves as, they're afraid of growing up, or they're afraid of, it's almost like the energy of like being the younger sibling or being the younger child. It's like you kind of always feel like the baby then. And it's almost like this person is comfortable in that role, is really what I'm getting. Let's get some more though. What's the hidden truth, Spirit, about them? We have the 4 of Wands in reverse. I feel like the hidden truth that's coming through already is that I kind of feel like there's people from this person's past, or even early childhood. I don't think they had a truly supportive foundation or family. They may have always been made to feel not enough, or like the underdog, or something like that. So it's almost like they're comfortable. What's familiar to them is unsupportiveness is what I'm getting. What do they need to understand? Yeah. This person is prone to like feeling overwhelmed. It's like they're prone to doubting themselves or putting other people as right and them as wrong. And then they like to contribute it to the fact that they're young anyways, or they're inexperienced anyways. So like, then they don't have to feel, they kind of took on an identity of being the underdog or being like the mature one, or like, even like if it's a player energy, like I'm not ready for a long-term relationship. Like I'm not capable of that. I'm not like not someone that's at that level, but it feels like it's just this negative influence from others and like the way that they aren't supported or the way that they're made to feel this way. What's the hidden truth here about Pile? Okay, we have 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, and this person runs on fear, really. So I'm getting that it's like they don't express themselves and they don't communicate their truth and their authenticity because I don't know if they got early programming as a child that if they trust themselves and see their own ideas as worthy and important and they argue it, then they're going to be kicked out or they're going to be abandoned. So I feel like this person has been taught to not argue or not fight for themselves and just kind of go along. But it's like, it's out of feeling unworthy if they did, or being rejected. It's like this person's afraid of rejection if they believe in themselves almost. 10 of Wands in reverse here as well. And then we have the 6 of Swords at the back of the deck. And again, there's this big fear of taking on too much responsibility and failing. So this person keeps themselves in the small pond. It's like they want to stay in the small pond, or they want to stay in this energy where they don't take on too much, or they don't push themselves as hard as they could because they feel comfortable feeling like they're not capable of that. And they like having that reflected back at them because that's what they know. And that's what is safe to their ego. Their ego is attached to being this person who isn't able to handle that much responsibility or is always going to mess things up. I don't know if this person was criticized a lot or just like, it's almost like people discounted them at an early age. And so they feel handicapped on a level with the 6 of Swords of allowing themselves to do better for themselves. It's like they're addicted to self-sabotaging and kind of bringing their baggage with them. And the Hangman in reverse, it's like this energy of not trying or not of letting good things go. This person is prone to letting good things go almost because maybe that pleased others in the past, or if they were too confident in themselves, maybe that was when they were rejected by their family or rejected by people around them. So it's like for someone to see what they're capable of is triggering. For someone to believe in them is triggering. It is just what I need to explain. So it's important to understand the hidden truth is that they have a lot of baggage from the past that completely affects the way that they move in life and the way that they feel. Why is the 6 of Cups here in reverse? Yeah, with the Tower. Why is the 4 of Wands? They're afraid of, it's like they've been taught that if they trust themselves and believe in themselves, everything will fall apart. So they need to cater to others and trust that they need to please others as their way of gain others' approval as a way of building something stable. It's like they don't trust themselves. Why is the 4 of Wands here in reverse? We have the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, so it's something to do with their work or trusting what they're capable of. It's almost like maybe they were even taught that if they try to believe in themselves or like whatever they do is going to fail. There's almost an energy of that where it's like because of that they chronically don't take themselves seriously, or they don't believe in themselves. And they take for granted what their good traits are. Why is the 5 of Wands in reverse, please, Spirit? 7 of Wands. Yeah, this person's been taught to not have their own ideals, to not stand up for themselves, what's the word? Like almost lay down their sword for others, always doubt themselves, it's like that. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, and I'm not surprised to see the 7 of Wands. It's like, that's about defending your victories and feeling confident about, what you created is amazing and really cool. At the same time, we have 7 of Cups in reverse. this person feels like if they decide what they want and they feel capable of going towards that vision, they've been taught that they're wrong in that. Why is the Page of Wands here? Page of Swords, Three of Cups, and the Empress in reverse. It's like they're not deserving of innovation, or it could even be that they had like a mother figure in their life that encouraged them to not explore, encourage them to feel guilty if they're to go on their own path, and encourage them to feel stupid for it or to feel bad for believing in themselves and progressing in life. It's almost like they had people around them that maybe were attached to them being the baby, or attached to them being dependent on others or something. Why is the Ten of Wands here? King of Cups and the Four of Swords in reverse. And yeah, and it's like they don't get the rest they need. They are kept in this state of not acknowledging how they feel and ignoring the importance of themselves in the picture and how they feel and what they need. It's like they've been taught to pass up on what they need. Yeah, to not move forward, the Chariot. To associate moving forward and self-empowerment with pain. Yeah, this person literally, there's been some dynamic in their past where they have been mistreated when they empower themselves, which is definitely sad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And to expect the worst if they do branch off and believe in themselves, and if they stop trying to people please and they stop trying to, if they feel worthy, they were like hurt by that is really what I'm seeing. So this is not exactly how I expected this reading to go, but I definitely feel it for this person. And they also maybe have felt pushed to take on the insecurities of others. They've been pushed to feel responsible for other people's reactions to them and things like that. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm going to take it now into the extended, where we're going to be looking at how this person feels about you in all honesty, what their blockages are, and we're going to also be getting advice for you on this connection. So if you want to hear more, I have that linked in the description box underneath the timestamps. Yeah, and so if you guys, sorry, I just had like a moment of like blank mind, but if you guys have an extra second, hit the like button. That really supports my channel. If you guys are able to leave a comment, I absolutely appreciate your guys' comments, so please don't be shy to do that. And if you want to see more love and guidance readings, I would love for you to join the community, join the family, and subscribe so you can see future videos from this channel. So I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I hope to connect with you guys again sometime soon. Hello, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Cosmic Slumber Tarot with the Rose Quartz point, this is going to be your reading where we're looking at what hidden truth you need to hear about the person that you have on your mind or in your life. So we are going to be starting off with about a 5-minute energy check-in just to see how you are currently feeling about this person, how you're perceiving the connection, just to help you guys figure out whether or not this is your pile and help tune you into who this person is, especially if it is the person you were thinking about, or it could be someone else that has messages for you. So I'll leave it up to you guys to discern whether or not you feel like this is a pile that you want to listen to. I invite you to listen to another pile's energy check-in if this one doesn't resonate, or if you want to check out and see if you have multiple messages in this pick a card. So let's get into it though. So let's tap in. Please, Spirit, tap me in to pile number 4's energy towards this person. How do they feel about this person from their point of view? How do they view this connection at this time that they're watching the video? This reading is timeless, so whenever you're seeing it is when you are meant to see it. Okay, so for pile number 4, how are they feeling about their person? And any confirmations or clues, please, that this is their pile. How How is pile number 4? Okay. We have the 10 of Cups. We have the 10 of Pentacles. The reverse position. Don't worry about any reversals. I do get more nuanced messages from them, so I decide to keep them a lot of times. How is pile number 4 feeling about this person? We have 2 of Pentacles in the reverse position. We have the 3 of Wands. We have the King of Swords. And then we have the Page of Cups in reverse. Okay. And then the Ace of Wands at the back of the deck. So this person could have air in their chart, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, just the King of Swords here. This could be someone that you view as a little bit less emotionally open. I feel like this person is someone that doesn't necessarily wear their heart on their sleeve. There's a feeling here with the 3 of Torches that you may be waiting on more expansion in this connection. I feel like you hope this connection can grow into something that is very emotionally fulfilling for the both of you. But I do feel like there may be practical concerns in this connection. It could be that with the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, one of you may be very busy or may not be prioritizing the connection fully. And so I feel like when it comes to consistency in this connection, or how grounded it actually is, as in how much effort is being put into meeting up in the physical and making time for each other and communicating, I feel like there could be an energy here where your person is having to be very practical, or they may this person may sometimes put off they may prioritize being practical or their work or something like that over emotions. And so I feel like sometimes there can be an imbalance of a focus on the playful energy here. I feel like sometimes this connection can become a little bit stagnant, or it may be a process of waiting for this person to have more time and energy for you, or you may even feel a little bit emotionally unseen, or you may want this person to express more emotions to you. And maybe that this person doesn't open up too much, or you may be craving more emotional expression from this person. Yeah, with the 9 of Pentacles here, I feel like this could be someone that's very independent. But with the Ace of Torches here, I do feel like there is a lot of attraction that you have with this person, or there is a lot of potential here. But I feel like you may hope that this person's able to open up more emotionally, or you may be hoping that career or maybe tradition doesn't get in the way of this connection. And it may be that that's a barrier right now. Why is the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, Spirit? Or I wonder if you feel like your person, read the Page of Pentacles, you may feel like your person, it just has a lot of priorities that they're juggling. And I think this impacts the amount of communication you get from this person, or the amount of investment that you get from them. Why is the King of Swords here? We have the 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, there's something here where it's like wanting this person to invest in you, or almost waiting for them to invest, waiting for there to be an opportunity to see more growth. Maybe this person puts you on the back burner, or it could be you that's doing that, but there's almost a feeling of hoping things develop more, hoping that things are able to ground more in reality, ground more in the physical, hoping that there's more potential to actually build a foundation with this person. Why is the 2 of Pentacles here in reverse? Yeah, we have the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this person can sometimes be almost, I don't want to say stingy with their energy, but I feel like they do kind of protect their heart, or they, because of everything they have going on, it could be that they're just a little bit less expressive. I feel like this person holds back a lot, or you feel that they do. And it may even make you feel like you're the emotionally needy person here. You may feel emotionally needy in comparison to this person. But but I think truthfully, they have other priorities that may be less about relationship and connection. Why is the Page of Cups here? We have the Sun. Yeah, and I feel like there's a feeling here of wanting to be optimistic about the future, but feeling like you may need more from them. Yeah. And I think this is actually the Knight of Pentacles here, and because I see the Princess of Pentacles. So yeah, the Page of Pentacles didn't make as much sense. So what I'm seeing is that I feel like this person can be very slow moving, or they just can be very practical, and they may have a lot of earth energy as well, because there's a sense here of prioritizing their security, prioritizing their finances and their resources, and being careful about what they put their energy into. It feels like this person's very logical, and it's like they don't let their emotions sway them too much, or they may even intellectualize their emotions a lot. So that's what I'm getting for your person. Hopefully this gives you a clue as to who this is, or is a confirmation that it is the person that you're thinking of. And so I feel like the question here is there potential? It's still up in the air whether or not there's going to be more forward growth here. It feels like there's some stagnancy and a need for things to progress, or a need for moves to be made, especially vulnerable moves or things like that. So I'm now going to pull oracle cards for what hidden truth it's important for you to hear about this person at this time, what you need to understand about them. So I am going to pull those oracles, and I'll be right back. Okay, so pile number 4, these are the oracle cards for what your person's hidden truth is that it's important for you to see about them. So I'm just going to lay out these cards, and then we'll also get into tarot. So we have resourcefulness with Sun in Cancer. We have health with Sun in Virgo. We have assertion with Sun in Taurus. So a lot of these Sun cards came out as well. So we also have Sun in Sagittarius with enthusiasm. So those could be some prominent signs. We have Taurus, which is earth. We have fire here as well. We honestly have all of them, all of the signs out here. So a huge thing that's coming through also about this person is that it's like right now there's a lot of chaos in their life, or there's a lot of imbalances and a need to find focus and grounding. So that's just kind of coming through, but let's get some more out. So we have the elk, which is all of the earth signs. We have the firefly, which is the fire energy, and we have more earth with earthworm. We have the pathless, difficult decisions, lack of direction. We have conviction. We have the assassin, ruthlessness and conviction. We have the adventure, responsibility, expectations, and then we have the twins, dual nature, self-protection. Get these in the right spot. I pulled a lot of oracle cards, but they're all helpful, so I feel like I am picking up on this person's energy. So we have the journey in the reverse position. We have hostilities, all tied up and walking away. And then I'm gonna use the space to the right over here. We have the sea storm, calm amid chaos. And then we also have love is strange. So what Spirit wants to highlight about your person here, there's a lot about this person, Spirit wanting you to understand how this person's nature influences the way that they make decisions in life and the way that they make decisions in love. So I feel like this person is someone that can sometimes have their energy scattered in different directions, and they can make decisions that are a little bit defensive. So I feel like this person's in a little bit of a defensive energy. You guys will know whether or not this is in regards to you, but I'm picking up on that it may be more of like an atmosphere around this person. They maybe are feeling a strong need to separate themselves from any energies that make them feel like they aren't able to progress on their journey. And I feel like in this process of trying to forge their own path and wanting to be successful, I feel like this person has taken up a very defensive position around other people's opinions and a willingness to be committed or dependent on those people around them. There's kind of a self-serving energy, or an energy where I don't really care what you think is best for me, or I don't want to be limited by what you want, and I don't want that to get in the way of my ability to move forward on my path, essentially. So I feel like there's a need for this person to find a healthy balance between love and career, between listening to others' point of view and also weighing in their own point of view. I feel like this person's a little bit more imbalanced right now in the sense of being more defensive about their point of view, and I'm almost getting an energy of spitefully making decisions that don't weigh in other people's perspective or point of view. And it almost feels like this person wanting to take their power back. But overall, the hidden truth of this person is that there has been a lot of chaos in their life. And I feel like they've had to walk away from certain situations that were holding them back on their journey. And so it kind of feels like they're in this energy where after dealing with potential hostile environments or hostile relationships, they've come out of it very self-preserving. And it's like they're almost in a mindset that's much more self-oriented than relationship and other-oriented. And so I feel like with the love is strange here, I feel like this person is learning lessons about love when it comes to this connection. And I feel like there's maybe even like an unexpected spark between you and this person that maybe they didn't expect. And again, it feels like this person would struggle to balance maybe their emotions for another person and the desire to please them that comes with caring about someone, like fitting them into your plans, and this person's own desire to find success and to be able to seize opportunities as they come. There's an energy here of being afraid of not reaching their potential, or even being critical of other people that they may view as not as productive or without less, like it's almost like they respect material resourcefulness, and they may even judge people based on how grounded they are or how much they are focused on their career. This person has a strong focus on creating material abundance for themselves and holding on to what they acquire. And so there's a little bit of a defensiveness of what this is mine. There's just an energy of this is mine and don't mess with what's mine. But let's get into tarot and see what specifically Spirit wants you to know about. And so there also is an energy here with Count Your Blessings at the back of this deck, that this person may be prone right now to being kind of harsh or thoughtless with their words. There's an energy of maybe not appreciating relationships or not appreciating that which isn't furthering their career or isn't, there's just an energy of a little bit of carelessness when it comes to the people that may be wanting to support this person or wanting to be a part of their journey. It feels like they may be taking actions or being self-protective in a way that's pushing other people away. And so this person needs to balance remembering that they need the support of other people. And that they don't need to do everything on their own, and not everyone is going to be a hindrance on their path, is what I'm feeling. And so this person maybe even could be having a hard time. They may let opportunities pass them, or they may be missing out on certain opportunities because they're focused on protecting what they are creating right now, or they may just be very self-focused or focused on their material well-being. And I think it's causing them to miss other opportunities or prioritize love and connection. Again, that came through. So it's very true with this person to understand that their main focus feels like protecting their victory and protecting their potential, not letting anyone get in the way of that. And then it's like this energy that feels very like Mars based and almost competition oriented that doesn't really combine well with relationships, because that's not the energy to come into a relationship with. Relationships are about cooperation and thinking about the other person's point of view and compromise, things like that. And so I feel like this person maybe with walking away here, they may have a tendency to be flighty or kind of shift their direction away from anything that they feel threatened by or anything that they feel could inhibit their journey to success or something. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. But they may need support is what I'm really feeling as well. It's interesting because there's kind of an ungrounded energy, yet this person has a lot of earth energy and it feels like they're very focused on it, but it's almost where it's causing imbalances with an over focus on material well-being and their success. And I'm even picking up this energy. This doesn't have to be for everyone, but this could be for some of you, that if you are the type of person to focus a little bit more on relationships, or if you guys are more water oriented in your chart, I feel like there could just be a mismatch of values that leads each person to feeling not supported or not loved. Like I feel like there could even be a love language discrepancy where this person doesn't even realize how they might be undermining others, or they may be even judging them as less, like that their values are less important than, or other people's values are less valid is what I want to say. They have a strong sense of validity within their own focus and what they seem to think is important. And so they may, by being so focused on that part of their life, they may even view others as not, and I don't want to say lazy, but it's almost like they may look down upon someone that isn't like working really hard towards their career, or someone that isn't being as ambitious as they want to be. So let's see what else though. What is the hidden truth about pile number 4's person? We have the 8 of Cups here in the reverse position. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. We have the 3 of Wands. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. We have the 9 of Swords in the reverse position. And we have, okay, so we have a few coming out. We have the 8 of Swords with the King of Swords in reverse. We have the Magician also here with the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Cups in reverse, which are a few cards actually came out during your reading. And then we have the 7 of Wands in the reverse position with the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is I feel like this may be someone who doesn't know when to pull away from something that isn't emotionally fulfilling for them. So because I feel like this person is somewhat out of touch with their emotions, or they don't value what's emotionally fulfilling as to what is going to progress more, or what is going to allow them to attract more success themselves. This person's very focused on their own expansion and very critical of anything that could make them feel like they aren't able to be open for opportunities that are in the physical realm. Because I feel like this person almost passes up on opportunities that are emotional in nature, that could bring emotional fulfillment. There's a sense of not focusing on that aspect of their life, and because of a sense of fear of missing out on like a job opportunity or a material gain potential is what I'm getting. And so with the King of Swords in reverse, it's this overly logical energy where they are very focused on there's an energy here of maybe staying. It's like they don't know what to prioritize in their life, is what I'm feeling. And this person maybe waits a long time to get more information, or they may be very cautious with what decisions they make, to a point where they're sitting on opportunities, or they are standing still. Because with the Page of Pentacles, or the Prince of Pentacles here, that energy can almost be stagnant or overly what's the word? Practical. There's this energy of being extremely practical here and being terrified of risking. They're scared of coming out of a very practical energy, and I feel like they don't realize that by being so focused on maintaining their position, they may actually be undermining what they can create and what they can attract to themselves. Yeah, so I'm feeling with the Magician in reverse, it's almost like they think if they stay put, or they play things kind of safe in a way, that will be the best outcome for them. But so I feel like that what's really interesting is that what this person really wants is growth and to bring more material security in their life. But I'm really getting that this person isn't willing to go on their dharmic path. There's an energy here of this person missing out on opportunities for growth and happiness that even could bring them material abundance, but because they are so, it's like they may even see certain offers or opportunities as a threat to their purposes, is really what I'm getting. And they may walk away from things that, or they may not walk away from something because they're waiting for it to progress more, if that makes sense. But there could have been a better opportunity right in front of them. So there's kind of a being overly safe energy and pushing people and opportunities away due to an overly individualistic mindset. So it's almost like could be opportunities for this person to collaborate with others or something, but instead they stay very stagnant, is what I'm feeling. Why is the Eight of Cups in reverse? With the Two of Swords, yeah, and it's this indecision energy. It's like this person doesn't know where to focus their energy because I feel like there's a lot going on with them. And so then they may not take action, or they may even think that not taking action is giving them a better outcome, or maybe they think they'll get more time to assess things. There's they don't want to take a risk to open up to something. And so even if there's something that's emotionally unfulfilling that they're focusing on, they'd rather stay in that position until they have all the information instead of taking a risk on some new opportunity or moving in a new direction. Why is the Ace of Cups in reverse here? Okay, we have the Four of Swords in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like this, they're overly protective of their energy with the Four of Swords. And they may not even realize sometimes when they've been working too hard on something or something's draining them and they may need a rest from it. But I feel like they maybe have an emotion that something is draining them or something is not fulfilling for them. But I feel like they have a really hard time pivoting to a different direction. Yeah, the Eight of Torches. They have a hard time getting out of the stagnant energy, causing them to not take risks that would serve them. And they may keep it's like almost working harder, not smarter, is the energy I'm getting here. Why is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse? We have Judgment in reverse. And they may not be looking back at how the decisions they're making are leading to a lack of progress, or it's like they're kind of ignoring the fact that they're pushing opportunities away because it's like their safe zone waiting. And so with the Magician, this is all about us going out in the world with what we have and believing that we have everything we need to create what we want. And this person's mentality is more that by staying tight and like not being open to trying new things, I'm strengthening my position. It's almost like they feel like they're strengthening their position by staying exactly where they are and almost stubbornly staying where they are, being very stubborn about the path they're on, even if they're miserable, even if they're drained, it's like this, they still won't budge, or it's like they won't listen to other people's advice. And I feel like sometimes people actually would be able to help them because they see them from an outside looking in, but it's like they don't really trust other people's opinions. Why is the Three of Wands here? We have the Page of Pentacles. Why is the Magician in reverse? Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It's like they have a reactive strategy to life, in a sense that they almost anticipate negativity or things falling apart. So they're in safety or security mode where they're trying to preserve their position instead of taking note of what they already have and what opportunities are already in front of them and applying themselves to that and making something out of it. They have a more receptive energy to them, where they feel their position. They underestimate their ability to influence their outcomes through their actions. Instead, they take a responsive and defensive approach to life rather than a proactive and a offensive. That's how they see themselves. So in the extended reading, we're going to be looking at what this person's feelings are for you. And I'm very curious about this because I feel like Spirit wanted you to understand how this person's worldview and mentality may impact their openness to relationships or their ability to follow their intuition and follow their feelings. This person feels blocked in doing that. And so, yeah, but anyways, for the extended, we're going to be going deeper into how this person feels about you, what their blockages are in expressing that or taking actions towards their feelings. And then we'll be getting advice from your spirit guides along with messages from this person. So if you want to hear more about this person, you feel like this is someone that's important to you, I will have that link down below. It's underneath the timestamps. Other than that, thank you guys so much for being here and spending the time listening to this reading. I really appreciate your guys' presence. If you do have an extra second and you're able to hit the like button or leave a comment, that's awesome. I love to read them and I appreciate your guys' support to the channel. And if you guys want to see more love and guidance videos, I would love for you to join the community and hit the subscribe button so you're able to see more pick a card readings from this channel. So I'm going to leave that here. I'm sending you guys lots of love and I hope you have a great rest of your day.